So Loki started in June of 2021. Again, right after Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki came in. So continues Loki's story from his version of Endgame that escaped. So where are we putting this one at? So we'll keep the cycle going with Zach.
Quickly. Yeah, 2 minutes, guys.
Okay, this is hard.
Couple good things, couple bad things.
I'm gonna give it. I'll give it an A. I think that I like Loki's character arc here. It was interrupted with a weird romance with himself. I like the introduction of the TVA, even though it was kind of ended up being pointless. I like Sylvie a lot. She's one of my favorite new characters. I didn't like how they made Loki weak. I think in Avengers 1, Captain America couldn't even punch him, but then these random human dudes were throwing him through windows. I just felt that was weird to me. Because I get he couldn't use his magic, but he still has his strength. So I understand they wanted to humanize him, but that doesn't mean you have to make him less powerful. And I thought I think it had a weak finale for me. I didn't like the whole like that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like the tell not show. It was just He Who Remains just talking about it, and I just felt like all this build up, and it was just like, yeah, so it's me, and I planned this all along, and yeah, I just wanted you two to be here, and I'm gonna tell you just in the big dumps of dialogue what's going on, and I for a multiverse show where we could have like jumped through multiverses, he could show us or something. Like they just like went away from that whole aspect. But all the different Lokis were cool. Alligator Loki, President Loki getting a shout out, which is a great comic book run. The classic Loki was so cool. Like they made that costume look cool. Is it Owen Wilson who was Morbius?
Yeah.
He was fantastic. Yeah, it was a really good show. I just was let down by the fact that some of the stuff that I thought was cool just got interrupted for other stuff that I think was as cool.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Brandon? Where are you gonna put this one in?
I'm inclined to put this at an S, man. I really liked how it went all in terms of fantasy, and it even blended sci-fi elements in there with the TVA. I thought the TVA was great. I thought Tom Hiddleston actually had a lot more. It didn't feel like he was as tethered in the context of the Thor movies, and he really got a chance to spread his wings and kind of flex more of his acting skills, which I thought was great. Love the dynamic between not only him and Sylvie, but between him and Agent Mobius Owen Wilson. I thought that was a great medium. I'm looking forward to seeing more than him. They're saying he's going to be in Deadpool 3. I am all for it. The exposition dump, just like Zach said, felt like a little much. Although it was cool to see an iteration of Jonathan Majors' Kang, I was kind of half and half when it came to that. So I definitely agree to an extent in that regard. I love the different variations of Loki. It was a really nice kind of introductory taste of what's to come for the multiverse saga moving forward. Overall, I really liked it. It might even be kind of close to one of my top ones overall. Definitely in terms of the context of the Disney Plus series. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see moving forward. But I'll give it an S.
Yeah. Then Omar came in and said Loki S tier. He agrees with Brandman.
Thank you.
So, all right. So he goes. It gave me alligator Loki. Yeah. He also gave you a frog Thor for a quick
2 seconds.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, for like 2 seconds, but worth it. All right, Brian. Where you giving tiebreaker?
I wish it could be an S plus. If I could give it an S plus, it literally is my favorite of all the shows. I felt like the 6 episodes, it should have been more. I wanted even more, but not because it didn't give me enough, because I just wanted another episode. I thought the episode with Kang was phenomenal. I thought Jonathan Majors was phenomenal.
Oh, wasn't he great?
Because the introduction of him, and then you couldn't show these things. I understand, but I didn't feel like I missed out on anything because of COVID. But I already know where they're going to go with Kang, because Kang is one of the most awesome characters to ever be created, period. So I was just enthralled in that, and the way Jonathan Majors just did it, the way he was like just sitting there in that eating apple in the elevator, just doing this stuff. It was amazing, and he was able to carry it. He was able to carry that show without being the main character of the show. That just told me this is the one entity in this whole phase that really set up where we're going to go for phase 5. And that's why I'm like, this is by far the best one for me. I loved it. I might watch it again this weekend.
I've watched it a couple times already. I've watched it.
Yeah, I've watched it several times.
Yeah, to see things I missed, but yeah, for me S tier, man. Like I was really surprised when Zach, you said like you didn't like that last episode. I love that last episode because I like info dumps, but especially the way he did it was just like
so good.
So yeah, it was just so good because it was just like I guess I kind of saw it coming, like it's gonna be a big thing. But then the way he did it and the way he was just so nonchalant about everything, he goes, yeah, I created everything and made sure everything stayed the way I wanted it for all, for all of everything of. It's and he's just like, but whatever, you can kill me. I just thought like
it's up to you.
Yeah, it was really interesting, but it was probably the biggest setup, especially in phase 4, but one of the biggest setups in all of the MCU was like that last episode, and he's like, I'm trying to think of something else that set up as much rather than like Thanos, like, grabbing the gauntlet and saying like, what do you say? Yeah, I'll do it myself, something like that. But yeah, I thought it was great. I love Miss Minutes. I loved was it was her name Killslayer or
Remslayer?
Remslayer. Yeah. I liked her. I'm interested in what's going on with her because in the comic book, she has her own story arc with Kang. Mobius was awesome. So, and then Loki falling in love with Sylvie, which is a version of himself, was so funny. And it's also, it's so Loki. Is like he's so narcissistic that of course the only person he would fall in love with would be himself. Like, it's like, that's what Loki would do, So but also the very opposite version of him as himself. You know what I mean? Like, so it was very, very awesome. I just loved every part of it. So definitely S tier for me. And a lot of people are like, well, it's mid, it sucked, Loki sucked. I was like, Tom Hiddleston.
You have a joyous life. Everything sucks, then nothing's good. Okay.
Like it changed a lot of the MCU. Yeah. It changed a lot of the MCU where like you find out about the Infinity Stones and stuff like that. It's like, oh, here they're just paperweights.
They're just paperweights. I love that.
Yeah. And it just blew.
That's full of them. Here you go. Take it.
Yeah, blew his head. It was like, what? He was, he spent his entire life or most of his life, trying to get this stuff going in. There's a drawer of them. But I feel like the TVA still has a lot of things we don't know fully about. It was very kind of all over the place though, but all over the place in a good way because of Kang is all over the place. So we'll see. I'm excited about it. And then real quick, I know Andy said, did you miss the giveaway? No, we're doing the giveaway on Monday. I'm going to put a post out for that. We're doing the giveaway on Monday. Make sure you come back and check us out. So again, three out of 4. Sorry, Zach.
No wrong. I know this is gonna happen the whole stream.
He said Norse Loki got pregnant by a horse.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Yeah.
Oh, Loki is I forgot what that's called. I don't know I forgot what that's called, but he just had sex with me.
Yeah. I mean, this is very different from Norse mythology.
Oh, I mean in the comics too.
Oh, in the comics, oh, really? Oh,
he impregnated a donkey or something like that in the comics.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, and then Martin dropped the link. That is the link for our giveaway video. So you still have a couple more days to enter in. So make sure you go check it out. I know Omar, go check it out. Who's it? Horror Geek, go check it out. Make sure you go enter, and you can win a nano gauntlet.
And then hashtag 500 in comments. Let's do that.
Yeah. Speaking of Loki and Thor, I need to keep playing some God of War.
Hey.
So
I need to get that.
Yeah. Shout out to my personal channel, twitch.tv/TinkKramer. Go check it out over there.
Loki and Myth
Loki
has
and
a
Myth.
lot of animal children.
Yeah,
Yeah, that.
he's nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty.
Yeah. Well, all
To
the
quote
Greek gods are
Raven
kind of. Yeah. Like I think every Greek god and Norse god are kind of messed up like that, but that's a whole nother conversation.